to own it. Just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here. Oh, we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you.
Thanks for coming on my show today, Chris.
Who?
Wait. Who are you?
My name is Billybob.
Billybob.
Billybob Hobb.
Goodness.
Kind of rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? Billybob Hobb.
It's so great to be in character, right? I've never seen you as Billy. Your
You've
alter
never
ego.
seen Billybob before.
I have not
This is
seen
your first
Billybob.
experience with the Billybob.
So, who came up with this?
Who came up with what?
Billybob.
Oh, just me. I'm Billybob. That's how I am.
You invented Billybob?
I was born that way, you know. There's a trailer park, a little miniature trailer park out there at Hobbs Grove, and that's where I was born. You'll pass it if you're ever on the hayride and go riding on it, go right past my trailer.
Okay, so you've been at Hobbs Grove for a while.
This is our 25th year. So, yeah, 25 years.
You've been there the whole time?
25 years, yes.
So at this point, people come and they see you. You have actual fans that are there to see you.
Well, people do remember me. Yeah, they remember me. The nice thing is, well, I think it's kind of special, is I'll see kids when they're little, and then years go by, and I see them all grown up, and they'll brought their young ones in and go, remember me?
How fun. I would think would be fun, though, is because they see you in this character at Hobbs Grove, and then if you ever run into them in the store or something, they're not going to recognize who you are.
No, and I like to keep it that way, too.
I love it. So how long does it take to get ready?
Like that.
Like that?
Just like that. Yep. And just put on my overalls, throw on my hat, and I'm ready to go.
So a lot of people here in this attraction, they're supposed to be scary. So are you scary?
Well, Billybob kind of entertains people. I'm what you call a queue line character.
Okay.
And when people are standing in line, and sometimes the lines are long, we entertain them. So we have people walking about entertaining them. And Billybob just kind of socializes with them and has fun with them. I do carry around a puppet. It's a zombie puppet. I bring him out every now and then. He's my cousin. He's a zombie puppet, and his name is Joe Biting.
That is
because he bites.
Oh my goodness. Well, that has to be a newer thing. That was not around 25 years ago.
That was not around 25 years ago. I've had Joe Biting for about 3 years now.
Oh my goodness. So what is this? Like, what can we really expect? This place is huge. How far do you have to go to each scare?
Well, it takes, things have changed a little bit. I'll just put it that way. We used to have 3 separate attractions: House, Forest, and Hayride.
Okay.
When COVID came around, we had to change things out a little bit. We couldn't do the hayride because we get about 25 to 30 people per wagon, and that's just too close for social distancing. And we couldn't do the house because it was indoors, but we could do an outdoor event. So we extended the Haunted Forest Trail to incorporate part of the hayride trail, and that was all walking. And we went to timed ticketing, and that took about 30 minutes. And the timed ticketing worked out so well that we're keeping it. So we have the Haunted House and Forest as one attraction. And that takes about a good 20, 25 minutes, depending on how fast you run. You know, some people get through like that.
And then they do it again? Because once they get tickets, you can only do one time.
It's one time, yeah. You
Aww.
go through, yeah. But they enjoy it, you know. It's a good walk.
Do you get to stay around afterwards after you do that?
That's the cool thing about it. People love hanging around out there.
Okay, cool.
Now, you went out there for interviews, and you saw that little midway. We call it the midway area.
Okay.
That's where all the lines enter and exit. And we have food concessions. We have our Halloween and prop store. And we have our Blinky booth. And we'll have entertainment on the stage. And people get to sit around the fire pits when it's cool enough to sit around a fire. Otherwise, they just sit around. But people just love to just hang out there, and they interact with some of the walkabout characters, the queue line characters. And so people really enjoy the atmosphere.
Do we get to see your trailer?
Yeah, you get to see it.
Nice.
Like I said, you ride on the hayride, you go right by it.
So,
right next to is my dentist.
Can we go on the hayride, or you said that's out?
What do you mean?
Can we do that this year?
This year. Last year.
Great. Okay,
last year we opened up the hayride again.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so we pretty much do get to do everything except.
Get to do everything.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, and the hayride is very popular, especially with the youngins and the people that don't like to get as scared because it's not right in your face. You know, in the haunted house, you're in tight corners, and if you're in the forest, you never know what's going to pop out from behind a tree or under the ground or whatever. And the hayride, it's kind of a little more relaxed, a little bit more relaxed, but the younger ones like to go there, and some of the adults that just don't want it so intense. So we actually sell more tickets to the hayride. So it's back. Last year was it came back after a 2-year hiatus.
I bet that. So what did happen the year of COVID? Did you guys even open in 2020?
We did, yes.
I would think it would be, a lot of it's outside, so it's one of the safer things to do.
It was all outdoor. We could, like I said, we couldn't be on the hayride because too many people per wagon.
So you just really improvised what you had.
Yeah, so we extended our Haunted Forest Trail, made it all outdoors, and we set up torches 6 feet so everybody was socially distanced. Okay. They had to have masks. We had hand sanitation areas all throughout, and we went to timed ticketing, and that worked out really well. So COVID kind of did a good thing for us, for the fact that we converted to time ticketing and were able to control the crowd. So it used to be, prior to the time ticketing, especially on Friday and Saturday nights, it would just be a mob of people. I mean, thousands and thousands of people. The roads would be shut down because everyone's trying to get in. But now, they purchase their ticket online, they got to choose a time slot. It goes in half-hour increments. So they show up whenever their time slot is, and it's just a lot more manageable, easier, more controlled throughput.
Who would have thought? But I've heard a lot of that. People made the best out of COVID, and it actually helped a way to manage time and people. And
believe it or not, we got more people through with the timed ticketing.
That makes sense.
The disappointing thing about when we didn't have time ticketing in these big crowds, there are people that come from long distances and couldn't get in. We had to close our gates. We just had no more room.
Wow. Okay. So this way, the flow is better.
The flow is better. Yeah. We have our security go out there shutting the gates, and I'm sorry, you're gonna have to come back in an hour, maybe, or maybe not. We don't know. And they're like, well, we came all the way from San Jose, and I was like, So we felt bad about having to do that.
That's terrible.
Don't want to turn away business, and we don't want them going to our competitor.
What's a competitor?
I wouldn't necessarily call him a competitor because he's in Madera and we're in Fresno.
Yeah.
Raising Hell Ranch. Darren Small is the owner of it. We got a really good relationship with him. He does his thing and we do our thing. He's got the haunted cornfield and he gets good business there, and we got our thing. We've been doing it a bit longer, but he's the one haunted attraction that stuck around. He's still doing it. There have been many that have come and gone, and they've had to shut down for one reason or another, whether it be zoning, or they lost their location, or just didn't have the numbers. So there's been a few haunted attractions that have come and went since we've been around, but we've been here 25. This will be our 25th year.
And then how did you guys come up with this? The idea, like, hey, let's try this. Let's see if this works.
Well, that would be a story for the owner, and I can paraphrase what she would say.
Let's do it.
And she doesn't like to do interviews anyhow. She's kind of a shy person. But it started out, her and one of her best friends, I don't know how they came up with the idea, but they wanted to do a charity haunt up in Dunlap, which is up there in the foothills by Squaw Valley. And they did this little charity haunt at a school, and they were so happy that they broke even that they wanted to do it again. And so the next year they did it, and they made $300 profit, and they're like, woohoo, this is great. So because of that, one of them found or visited Satterstrom's Pumpkin Patch, which is on Mountain View Avenue between Selma and Kingsburg.
Okay.
And they saw this event, which is pumpkins for kids and stuff, but there was this really cool forest by the river. And the trees that grow by the river are all twisted and gnarled because of the current pushing them. And they approached the owner, Satterstrom, and said, hey, can we do a haunted forest here? That'd be great. So they worked out a deal, and that's for the first time that the haunted forest had its first appearance. And this was early to mid-90s. And from that haunted forest, it grew to a haunted house and to a hayride. So that's why we have a haunted forest house and hayride. The three big attractions that started at Satterstrom's. And after a while, they went their separate ways. The owners that did the haunt and Satterstrom, who owned the land, went their separate ways. So the people that did the haunt took their stuff and their people, whoever came with them, and found the property at Hobbs Grove over there on Goodfellow by the river. And so created their own name, Hobbs Grove, did the house.
So the owner that did all this, she actually owns Hobbs Grove as well.
Yes.
So she owns the whole so she ended up finding it and then Lise took it over and then that's so cool.
Yeah.
So they also do wedding events, not just scariness all year
We do
long.
wedding events during our non-Halloween season for majority of the year. We actually have a wedding coming up this weekend, believe it or not. But so February, when it starts to become springtime around here, that's when people will have their weddings, and usually Friday or Saturday. Sometimes it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's a completely different vibe, a completely different feel. It's all beautiful.
That's what's great about a place like this. You can
Yeah.
transform it just like you transform yourself.
Well, this is Billybob. I'm me. What you see is what you get. Been around for 20. See, I've changed a little bit too. I grew a beard, got old, got a bum knee, hernia, and back's going out. 25 years to do that too.
Well, so I have a unique question. So you're such a fixture. You've been doing this for 25 years there. What if somebody wanted to hire you and a couple other people out to like come to their kid's birthday party or something? Does that happen?
I've done it, yep.
Wow.
Actually, it was a family reunion. Somebody wanted me to be their long-lost cousin, and no one knew who I was.
No way. So you actually like showed up in character to play.
I was Billybob. I was their long-lost
No way.
cousin.
That's awesome.
And
Did you pull it off?
When they're asking me questions, like, well, what side of the family are you from? I go, the right side.
No way. Did you really like?
Or the left side. I can't remember what side I said. They had no idea.
So you played it off the whole night? That's a great
night.
story.
Yep. Yeah, that was fun.
Wow.
I also do, Billybob is also involved in our daytime event for the school kids. And we've been doing that for a while. And we have school tours. They come out, and it's educational for them. So they get to take a nice, pleasant walk through the enchanted forest. And then they go through a corn maze. Well, it's not really a maze, it's a trail. And they learn about things. Then they come out to my pumpkin patch. Farmer Billybob's pumpkin patch. And I teach the kids how I grow pumpkins. So it's an educational thing for them. And they come out, they do that, and we have the hayride. They get to ride around in the hayride. And this is all non-scary stuff, too. And that happens during the week in the daytime. Thousands of kids.
Wow. How exciting.
Wears me out, but I love it.
So you said there's a lot of actors there. I'll be joining you guys this year. I'm
That's right.
excited
You
about
did
that.
apply, didn't you? You applied and you got the job.
I'm excited. I
Congratulations.
can't wait to scare people. You know, that's my
It
thrill.
does get under your skin. It does. You know, when I think I was talking to you about it when we were backstage. My first year, they gave me a chainsaw, and that is a hard job. I tell you what.
A real one, a heavy. So it was all heavy.
It's a real chainsaw.
How long can you hold that before you're like, okay?
Oh, that's why I said it's hard, and you're starting it up over and over and over. So my arms were tired. I was beat up. My hands were stiff from holding it the whole time. But the reaction that you get out of the people, because they just lose their minds. They lose it.
That's very freaky in the dark, a chainsaw.
And so it was a lot of fun. But that was actually with Satterstrom's when I first worked for this owner. I was at Satterstrom's. And then when we transitioned over to Hobbs Grove.
You said, I'm not doing the chainsaw.
That would be kind of cool. We never had a chick with a chainsaw before.
I know, you said it's hard. I'm like,
She'd be like, can someone start this for me?
then I wouldn't start right. I'd be like, oh, what's going on? So how many actors are here now that you have?
Well, we were just going through the numbers the other night, and we try to keep it about 25 per attraction. So and we went a little over. So we're looking at about 75 to 80 actors to cover all three attractions. Plus, we have our Midway. That's a separate crew too. That's the one that I head up. Is the Midway, the walkabout characters, and we have about 6, 7 of them that walk around and entertain people while they're in line. So we got at least 80 actors, and then we have our security, and we have our parking, and we have our concessions, and we have our ticket people.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah, we probably around 200.
That's a big crew.
200 people get employed during the month of October for that. So
how exciting.
We benefit the community, I would say. I hope so.
So people can make it a nighttime event. You said like a lot of the tours are like 20 minutes, but then they can come, they can stay, they can party, they can eat.
Yeah, if they come there and they get a combo ticket, most people do. So it's a little cheaper to buy it together than separately.
So what does that mean, a combo? 2 people buying a ticket together?
No, more than one attraction.
Okay.
So some people, I just want to do the hayride, that's it, just the hayride. And other people, I just want to do the house or forest. But most people, they'll buy the combination because you buy them together. The combination ticket, it's cheaper if you buy it in bulk.
Right, that makes sense.
In bulk. But yeah, so most people will buy a combination ticket. So take them about 20, 25 minutes to get through. After they stand, there still is a period of waiting in line. But after they start the attraction, about 20, 25 minutes to the house/forest, and then another 20, 25 minutes on the hayride. So they spend a good hour and a half there just to get through everything.
Do people have to reserve their time to actually see different things? Because you said sometimes that gets chaotic. Is there a way to reserve your space and say I'm going to come in at 8 and I want to make sure I make it through, or there's no way to do that?
That's our timed ticketing.
Okay, so no.
Go onto our website and it'll show what time slots are available.
Perfect.
And we only allow a certain amount of people per time slot. So once that amount is filled, then you can't reserve that spot.
Oh, good. So everybody knows, so there's not a lot of waiting. That's perfect.
Yeah, so if you want to get the early, I would say buy your tickets early, because the earlier time slots sell out quicker, and then as the night goes on, the other time slots will fill out.
So there's food vendors. Is there alcohol?
We will have alcohol there this year.
Wow, is that new?
Alcohol. We have always had alcohol on our special nights, Halloween night or our last weekend.
So either Halloween night you guys aren't on?
What's that now?
The Halloween night you guys aren't on, or it depends.
We're not open this Halloween. We're not open this Halloween.
It depends where it falls. So if it falls on the weekend, then okay.
If Halloween falls on a weekend, yes, but Halloween falls on a Wednesday, which is right in the middle of the week. So no, we open September 29th, which is a Friday, and we close October 29th, which is a Sunday.
Perfect.
But we will have alcohol being served out there on certain nights. And we also have a secret speakeasy.
Wow.
Yep.
What's going to go on with that? When is it?
Well, we did this for the first time at our Midway to Halloween attraction. We wanted to do this for a while, and so what people did was they had to go on our website. You got to go on our website and they look for how do you get the coin to get in, and we did that for our Halloween attraction. So you have to know to ask a secret question to one of the walkabout characters, me included. If you ask the right question, I'll give you a coin, and you have to look at the symbol on that coin. And when you see that symbol on the coin that matches the symbol there, you hand it to a person, and they open a secret door for you, and you go in, and there's a drinking establishment.
Oh, that is so cool.
Isn't that cool? And we're going to have Pendragon. I mean, I know you work for 559 Brew Company, but Pendragon.
I like Pendragon. They're good.
They're making some special brews for us. We're going to have a seltzer, and it's called, something. I don't want to blow up by getting the name wrong, but it's a red sweet seltzer.
Oh,
and
that sounds delicious.
One of our special brews. It's going to be only served at Hobbs Grove, and they're making it especially for us.
That you just keep on bringing more and more incentives to bring people in there, right?
Yeah, it was cool. And we did it for the Midway to Halloween thing. People loved it. We didn't know if people were going to get it because we didn't advertise it. They had to be on our website, and they had to hover their mouse over that symbol that we had, which was a little swirly thing. If they hovered their mouse over it, it would tell you, hey, you got to ask this question to one of the walkabout characters to get a coin that looks like that. So it wasn't like we just put it right out there. It was something that they had to figure out for themselves. And we were wondering how was that gonna play out, and it played out pretty good. And the cool thing is not everybody knows about it. Not everybody knows.
You have to be in the in. So now everyone who's watching is in the in crowd.
Now you're in the in crowd, but you still don't know the secret question yet. So go to our website.
Oh my gosh, we totally have to go to the website. And then is there any way to do season passes, or it's not like that? It's a one-time because we're only open so many.
Right, yeah, we don't do season
just Thursday,
passes.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, this is how it's going to go this year, okay? It's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday when we first open. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then the last 2 weeks, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Ooh.
And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Close on the 29th. And then Halloween, that gives us time to go out and go trick-or-treating.
Does Billybob trick or treat? No, that would be.
I don't eat candy.
That'd be a little bit scary if you show up on my doorstep.
Candy's bad for my teeth.
Nice.
And it gets all stuck in my teeth, and then I look stupid, and I hate to look stupid.
Do you like sometimes when you walk in the grocery store like this? I mean, how do people treat you?
Well, I've been out in public like this. I walked around New Orleans.
Oh my gosh.
Walked around New Orleans. And no one batted an eye. I just fit right in.
Oh my goodness. Is there any request people can make when they come to, like if they want to see you?
Oh, all they have to do is ask, hey, where's Billybob?
Okay.
Yeah. Some people, sometimes they go, hey, you know, my friend over there is terrified of clowns, terrified. Can you make sure that a clown gets him real good? So I got a couple clown buddies.
I love that.
I got a couple clown buddies, and we'll just pass the word out. One time I gave him a glow necklace. Like, hey, have this glow necklace right there. So look for the guy in the glow necklace. And
oh my gosh, that is awesome. This sounds like way too much fun.
it's a lot of fun.
Well, this is great. Okay, everybody. So we got to go to the website and then sign up right away. So that
go to the website, hobbsgrove.com. Hobbsgrove.com. All you got to do is Google Hobbs Grove, and it'll come right up, and you'll see that we got 4.5 out of 5-star ratings for most people, and we are one of the top haunts in the country. We've been featured on MSNBC.
I love that.
Forbes magazine, they did a top 5, and we were in their top 5. We were at number 3.
That is so cool.
USA Today did a People's Choice Award out of 10, and we placed, I think, 3 or 4 out of that, and that was nationwide.
That is so exciting.
Yeah, I mean, we've been on a lot of top 10 lists. People from we do get people all over the country to come to see Hobbs Grove.
You put Central Valley on the map.
Help put Central Valley on the map. And remember when Monopoly was making Monopoly games to different cities? There's Sangaropoly. So we went and got some Sangaropoly game boards, and Hobbs Grove is one of the places on Sangaropoly.
I love that. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, Billybob, a.k.a. Chris.
Don't say that.
Thank you so much.
Clark Kent and Superman.
I know, but this is. I like the Superman on this, but the Clark Kent. Wow, you clean up.
Thank you. I just want to brush my teeth. You know, it's very important. Dental hygiene is very important. You got to brush at least 2 times a week.
So come on out to Hobbs Grove, everyone.
Come on out to Hobbs Grove. We open September 9th, and check out our website, hobbsgrove.com. Woohoo!
Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for inviting us. We appreciate it.
I wish somehow I could send the audience the aroma of these. I mean, oh my gosh,
Yeah. We say that all the time. We need smell-o-vision.
Right, smell-o-vision. This is so impressive. Okay, and this is beautiful. How do you make these type of designs?
So everything is made by hand. I do the lattices. We do our cutouts of our flowers. It's an all butter crust that I use in all of our pies, so you're getting wholesome ingredients in what we bake for you. And we bake everything with love, which gives it that extra kick.
It smells like love. I can smell it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been baking your whole life, pretty much.
Yes.
So what made you think, hey, I need to like really go all the way, go into the business of doing this? What sparked that?
Well, during COVID, we were home and we were baking a lot. We were trying out new recipes, and we were home with our kids, with my kids and my sister's kids, and it just turned into something that that just grew bigger. My sister and my cousins were like, why don't you sell the pies that you bake for us already? And we did. We tried it out, and it kicked off from there, and it just hasn't stopped.
Yeah, I think our family too. I mean, growing up, everything was always from scratch, like everything. And my mom, she collects old cookbooks.
She does.
So what she likes to do is she likes to collect the old cookbooks, just in general, even without the Pie Mamas. She collects the cookbooks, and then she makes the recipes her own. So these are like really old recipes that she uses to make like new recipes. And she like combines multiple recipes, and like she does these like taste tests with us. She's like, what do you think about this crust? Like, how does this crust taste compared to this crust? And like she'll make like several different types of crust, and she'll have us like taste them. Yeah. So I think when COVID happened and everything was on lockdown and everybody had to be home, there was like no food at the grocery stores for some time. We were like, well, we're set. We know how to make everything. So like,
we had flour.
Like, we literally know how to make everything.
You needed for the ingredients.
So you started just making them out of your house and selling them. I bet people love that.
Yeah, they did. Our family already knows, when you come over to my mom's house, you're going to get something freshly baked. Mm-hmm. There's always cookies or cake or something, in the oven or there ready to go. There's food, tortillas. So it just kicked into this, and we really love what we do.
Well, okay, so now that this is a home-based business.
Yes.
And you're in high demand, how can you keep up? Like, do you have multiple pies in the oven at the same time? Did you get a new oven? Like, what happened?
Yes, so I do have multiple pies in the oven most of the time. And it's just, making sure that I'm on my schedule and, keeping track of everything and getting out there and advertising as much as possible and getting everybody their pies.
Seems like a lot of work. Do you ever get too much where it's like too big of an order?
For Thanksgiving, sometimes we do cut off in advance, but we do try to get everybody those last minute orders, and that way everybody can really try out and have, this freshly baked, really good wholesome pie, for their families or themselves.
And you just have like the one, you didn't have to buy multiple ovens yet?
No, we just have our one oven right now, and
it's a big oven though.
It's a big oven.
It's not a regular oven.
Okay.
It's a really big commercial grade oven.
Okay.
So like you can fit like, how many pies can you fit in there?
Oh, a lot. I can fit like maybe 24 full size.
So yes. Wow. So you don't need like multiple. That's why she's like, no.
Yeah, I'm like, no, we're good.
Yeah.
My dad's a contractor, so he's able to help me out with pretty much all we need.
Like the building part of it.
I love that. That is so cool. And so tell us about some of the events that you've done and where you, because you're at Art Hobb.
Yes, so I do coordinate Art Hobb downtown on Broadway Street. It's the first Thursday of the month that I'm out there. And that's one of like our consistent locations that she had mentioned. It's on 1755 Broadway Street, and we're there from 5 to 9. And that's just a really good time. People could go out there. We're selling our pies. There's vendors out there, artists.
I bet you sell out a lot, don't you?
We do. And we always try to take enough so this way everybody can get some, but we do get some individuals that are like, oh my gosh, but they can always pre-order. They can give us a call and say, hey, I'm going to pick up, and we'll have pies ready for them. Yeah. And
then farmers markets, or you do?
Yes.
Which ones are you doing the farmers markets now still, the Fresno one?
Yes. So we are going to the Fresno High Flea. We're there this Saturday actually from 5 to 9 as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And there's going to be a new farmers market on Clinton and Brawley that's going to be coming up pretty soon as well. And that one will be kicking off this next month. So that should be pretty nice as well in that area.
And then even if she's not at an event, and I say she because I'm a volunteer.
Yeah.
So I just help out with like the background stuff. But even if there's not an event happening, people can still order every single day. So they can just give us a call, order through Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is. And then she also does like custom orders for like birthdays or or funny pie. Sometimes people order
Wait, what's a
outrageous
funny
pies.
pie?
Do you want to know? What
I would love to know what a funny pie is.
So individuals will request the craziest things to be written on their pies, and we can do that.
like imagine like bachelorette party.
I would,
or,
mine
like-
was going there.
Yeah,
Okay,
we can
so
do
that was real.
Queen bee, you know, whatever it is that they
like,
want.
People have ordered some funny so I don't know what's appropriate.
I
what's not
love that.
appropriate.
Yeah, we can say whatever, but I love that that's something that you offer. That's so extra.
Whatever they want to do. It's their pie.
I
They
haven't
enjoy
heard of
exactly
anybody
what-
else doing that. That is impressive.
they do what they want.
and we can write happy birthdays on there, or you know, whatever it is that they would like on there, and it just makes it extra special for them as well.
So what are the different variety of pies that you...
So right now we do have our staples, which are our apple, our triple berry pie, which consists of raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries, and we do try to locally source as much as possible, like those berries. We have our bourbon pecan, which has real maple syrup in that, and it's bullet bourbon. It's amazing, and that's one of her favorites actually right now. We have our strawberry, which is our seasonal pie. That's my personal favorite, and the peach pie as well. That's my favorite right now.
Yeah. And they're seasonal.
There is.
So like when strawberries were around, she was making strawberry pies.
Okay, that makes
yeah, and
sense,
then pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie is coming up like soon. So that one's incredible. Yeah.
Yes, my mom actually came up with a sweet potato pie recipe. It's amazing. We've always looked for, you know, like we said earlier, we just try different recipes, and my mom found the perfect sweet potato recipe. It's just really good.
Oh my! Well, not to throw. I mean, you guys do so much. My grandma made the best raisin pie. Have you guys
I've
ever
heard
tried
of raisin
that?
pies. I haven't tried raisin pies, but I have a cousin who was telling me that I guess like in the Midwest or something that it's like a staple.
Yeah.
Like you just have it, and she said it's so good, and I just have not had that, and I
would love to try it.
We should
though.
try to make that.
Yeah,
Take that
especially being in the
recipe.
Central Valley with I know I should get that from her. That
Yeah,
should have
we'll
been
make that for you once you get it.
Especially in the Central Valley. I mean, we have like all the
Yes.
raisins here, so
right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so what am I gonna try?
So I mean, definitely try all of them. If you want to try something smaller first, we do have a peach pie here with our double crust. We have our bourbon pecan here.
What do you want me to try first?
it depends. What do you like?
I like it all. Everything you
like it
guys
all?
said was great.
My favorite is bourbon pecan.
Okay, I'll try that.
So if you're a
And
bourbon
mine is the
pecan
strawberry
person,
right now.
so
I-
and then I mean, I feel like in general, I think the most popular one is apple
Yes.
because that's
it's
just like a popular thing,
a
like
traditional
it's
pie.
a
I love
traditional
pecan
pie.
pie, so this
yeah,
is
okay, perfect. Because I love pecan pie.
Yeah, I think people still try apple because it's like a traditional, it's a staple,
Yeah.
and you know when you think of pie. And our other top seller is going to be our triple berry.
Yeah.
because
Oh
it
my
has 3 berries in it.
Yeah.
And just the flavors really combine
and is
really
that
well.
seasonal as well?
The triple berry is actually year round. So we're in the Central Valley and they grow that. And, you know, it's not that hard to get berries now year round, which is nice.
That's the good thing about living here.
Yeah.
Is we have everything here in the Central Valley.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Yay.
Thank you.
So when people order pies, do you deliver them or they pick them up? How does that work?
So we do offer delivery. We offer delivery anywhere in the Fresno Clovis area. If it's catering, they can ask us to deliver. We have a couple where we're going up to Yosemite or to Sanger, and that would just be a little bit different for the catering. And then they are able to pick up from our home as well, and that's you know, just depending on where we're at as well. So we can pick up from a market.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
whichever,
I'm
Yeah.
like,
And then like for example, like with weddings, they have like those giant deliveries of they usually do little mini pies for the wedding.
well, that's what I was saying. That would be such a great little.
Yeah, like if somebody's really busy, it's like their wedding day, they're not going to want to pick up. So we're definitely happy to deliver.
Wow, that is so amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, so now I have to try what the strawberry one is.
yes,
dig in.
strawberry.
So when you
that
guys
one is
stop
my
this,
favorite.
so you said this is seasonal. So
Yeah.
when does this stop? When's the last
So
time to order strawberry?
fortunately, so local strawberries are already starting to dwindle down. Local for here in Fresno, but we do have an individual. We go to the market on Kern Street, and there's an individual there that sells berries, and he comes from Watsonville.
Wow.
So he can actually get us strawberries through November. He said, which is great.
Wow, this is amazing.
Yay.
This is fully like strawberry. That is
Yes.
so cool.
That is my favorite. It's strawberries, a hint of cardamom, lemon zest, vanilla, and it's perfect.
And you know what's funny? This really does taste healthy. It doesn't taste like any other, like the whole being fresh ingredients, you could tell. That's really impressive.
And I think that's what makes it unique. Like I feel like when I've had some pies, because not gonna lie, like I have tried like pies that are not made from scratch. Everybody has.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, and I do enjoy some that are not made from scratch too. But there is a major difference.
Yeah.
So if you put them side by side, there is a major difference
Oh my
between
God.
eating something from scratch and something that's like processed.
Oh yeah,
You know,
tell
you're
differently.
literally
It's
biting
amazing.
into a strawberry. Versus
That's
like,
how I felt. I couldn't even believe this.
yeah, versus like if you get like, I imagine if you get like a strawberry pie from like a chain store, it's gonna be maybe like no strawberries or maybe like gooey, I imagine.
It'll just
I
be
don't
the
know.
gel.
Like the gel, that's what I was trying to think of. What's the
same
word
with the
for like,
apple
yeah,
yesterday.
it'll just
Oh
be
my God.
gel.
This is so amazing. So what? When you do these baby ones, what's like the minimum you sell? Like, I mean, we have to buy a dozen? Like, how do you do it?
We do sell those in a 6-pack. They're really cute. They come in these little boxes there.
cute.
So those come in a 6-pack. We also have our mini pies, which are these size here. They're 4 inches, and those come in a 4-pack. And our full size, you can buy those individually as well.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah.
So what's one of the biggest events that you guys have catered so far?
I think it was during Thanksgiving. Yeah, we had somebody. Yes, we had someone. It was a local realtor, actually. She was doing a customer appreciation, and she ordered about 200 full-size pies. So that was really a lot, but we enjoyed it. This is what I love doing. So it was really fun, and it was great. And to see, individuals really love our pies even more. It was just great.
That's a lot of like physical work to actually do the pie because you're doing them all from hand. How is that?
Yes.
It's a little backbreaking at times, right?
Yeah, sometimes it is, but it's great. I don't mind it. I have, my mom helps me out too. My sister helps me out whenever I'm like.
What about the kids? You guys have kids?
Yes. So my son does help out. He loves baking. So sometimes he'll help me out when he's available.
And that's why it's like the pie mamas.
Yeah.
So I don't have any children, but I do have 2 dogs, so I'm a dog mama. And then, so everybody that helps her out is like a mama. And like
Have
a
the
certain
dogs
way.
gone into the pie?
Absolutely not. But we did kind of joke around about making like a dog pie.
Yeah.
Because that would be really cute.
That would be really cute.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I can
get a
already
little
see that.
tiny one. That'd
Yeah.
be really cute.
But when it comes to big events and big, like larger orders, like we always just take them because like we always have the help needed to do it. And
Yeah.
so it's always fine.
Yeah.
And it is definitely more work than like a regular, like if you're going to buy like a frozen crust and just like fill it with a
Oh,
can.
yeah,
no,
definitely.
this is I know the
But,
muscle that
yeah.
it takes. Like,
But it's
Yeah,
worth
to roll it out.
Yeah. It's
It
worth
is.
it.
It's great. And like we said, our kids do help us out. They go to markets with us occasionally when they're not in school. So during summer break, they were out at markets. They were doing the register, and they were helping
right.
out, and they love it. So it's really good.
are you guys doing anything other than pies? Because you said you make
Yes.
homemade tortillas and a lot of goodies.
Yeah, my mom makes tortillas. It's great. We're thinking about adding that eventually. But the other option that we do have right now is cookies. So we do have different cookies throughout. So like towards December, we'll have persimmon. Those
Love that.
Yes, they're so good. That's my mom's recipe as well. We have our chocolate chip. We have chocolate chip and oatmeal. And then we also have chocolate chip and walnut. And those are just like classic, homemade, really good cookies.
And then do you guys take requests like that? Like someone wanted macadamia nuts or some butterscotch or some stuff that you don't usually do?
Sometimes we can, yeah. So depending if we feel confident in that recipe, we can. But there's some where we just don't at this time. But I mean, we can definitely tinker with it.
Like, I know she's had requests for like gluten-free pies or like sugar-free pies.
how do you do
There's
that?
requests
Do
like
you?
that.
Gluten-free, we don't, just because, there is individuals where it's, it's a serious thing, like if they have celiac. So we don't want to risk anyone being sick because we do, have other pies that are not gluten-free. So we don't want to risk anyone getting sick. But we do offer sugar-free, and we do offer vegan options.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those we can
Yeah.
do. We're confident in those recipes. Those are tested,
Yes.
proven. But the gluten-free one was that one's a little bit scary because
Yes.
to be honest with you, like it's just scary to sell it because you don't want to like hurt anybody.
Correct.
And so the sugar-free ones, we did those ones. Those are great. And then the other one that you
Yeah, so vegan option and sugar-free we do offer on request. Those are not any that we take out to our markets, but if they order in advance with something that we can't take
Yeah,
out.
you're not going to try to sell something that might not.
Exactly. Yeah, the vegan ones are really good too, though.
Yes, they are.
Wow, this is so impressive. And then you mentioned doing weddings. I want to know,
Yes.
was that like the dessert for the wedding? Because you usually have a
Yes.
cake for the wedding.
Yeah, a lot of people have steered away from cake just because it's like, you're traditional, that's what you have every time. But this is something unique. They can be customized towards the wedding, so they can have last names on it. They can have
That is
Rings.
Yeah, rings.
really cool. I mean, you're right. Like
Yeah.
everybody has a wedding. Why
Their
not do this?
initials, and they get, if somebody really wanted to, they can have little individual pies for their guests or a more personal sized one. And these are really great. So if you lift it, it'll come right out of the tin, and it's easy to just, carry around versus having to slice cake for everyone, and it's personalized for them.
So how many people was that for, the wedding that you catered?
Yeah, that we've had a couple already, and we've had some for $350, we've had some for $150.
And they were all personal, or they were?
Yes.
It's cute. They put them like, if you have like a whole table of 8 or table 10, they'll put like a mini pie or baby pie at each table setting. And sometimes I've seen it where they put it right on the plate, so when the guests sit down, they see like, sometimes you can put your name, or you can put like a little their last name or whatever they want to put, but the guest gets it. I mean, and then it's cute, it's custom, whatever flavors they want.
That sounds like so much work to actually put an initial on each pie.
It is a lot of work,
but that's why they specialize in it.
But that's why
somebody has to do it.
Homemade, wow, you guys blew my mind. Okay, so where do we go and order them? What's your Instagram? He says the best way, right?
Yes, Instagram is going to be the best way. That has all of our recent information. It is the Pie Mamas all together. And we have our contact information on there. There's pictures of other weddings we've catered to, or just everyday bakings on there. And occasionally we'll post like just funny videos of us, or like there'll be pictures of my kids waving at like an event or whatnot. And then we'll post what events we'll be at in the future there.
Is this your full-time job?
This is my full-time job.
I would think it would have to be.
Yes.
With the busyness that you'd be. And then what about restaurants? Has any restaurants requested that you do pies or like for a special night, or not really, or not yet?
We haven't ventured out to that yet, but it's not anything that we're not open to. So we're definitely open to that as well.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much for coming on the show today. And thank you so much for giving me a taste of all that. Wait, which one was this one?
Oh my gosh, that's the peach one.
Okay, I'll try it. Like I haven't tried enough pies.
The peach one, and then try the apple as well.
It has a butterfly on it. I wish.
Yeah. And did you see how it just lifted out so easily out of that little tin?
Oh yeah, it really did. Now I'm like, I'll try not to get it all messy.
No,
I'm like, it didn't lift out easily. Okay.
It's funny because we'll see people like at events, they'll just grab the pie and eat it.
Yeah, they just
like immediately.
Like an apple.
Yeah, like an apple.
And it's great.
I think when she first started, we bought all these like forks and stuff, thinking like, oh, we'll give them the forks. They're like, no, don't need the fork. I'm gonna eat it right now.
Amazing. Well, that makes me feel a little less like, and the apple. Okay.
Yes, the apple.
Yeah, but I'll just get one of the little open parts right now. That's open. And this is, oh my God, this is gonna be amazing. Oh my God. It's like butter. I don't know how you make it that soft.
Yeah, it is. It does have butter.
Oh my God. Thank you guys so much for coming to the show. Everyone needs to order. It's a season. It's a pie season, guys.
Thank you.
All right, great interview.
Oh my. Thank you for coming on my show today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, this is such a great day. I have like cake, pies, tortillas. Okay,
that's right.
Tell me where you fit into all of this. What do you do?
Well, I'm an independent distributor, and I just buy and sell. I don't make it, but yeah.
So you buy and sell tortillas, only tortillas?
Correct.
So, and only soft, the flat shell, none of the hard shells?
Corn and flour only.
Corn and flour.
And we do have some special items where if they do want to make them hard shell or they want to fry them, I can get all that.
How did you get into this?
I got into it. It was actually a family business. My father, he did make them. He owned companies in the past. Yeah. And he sold the company, and then he just opened up his own distributing company where he kept his clientele, and we just were catering to them. And then I picked it up about 5 years ago. Unfortunately, he passed away, but I'm continuing the business. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so basically restaurants, startup restaurants, they'll go out to you. And then what about like events? And we have a lot of, what do you call it, like curbside, a lot of taco trucks. So they all come, a lot of people can come to you if they have a restaurant. They have to have a license. How does that work?
Exactly. Well, I cater to restaurants mostly.
Okay.
But I definitely do taco trucks, food trucks, events, a lot of events. You have a lot of guys that want to do tacos, and I can do all that.
So what's the incentive of going with you, being an independent distributor, as opposed to like a bigger one?
Me, it's basically the value that I provide. I'm reliable, consistent, responsible. I'm there every week, and I bring fresh product every single week.
You're a little bit more accessible
Exactly.
than if somebody wanted to use a bigger.
Exactly. And say they have a special request, they want to do tostada bowls. They want to do. They want to fry it themselves. They want to cut it They want it cut a certain way. They want to get different sizes, colors, whatever it is. I can get it for them, and that's the value that I provide.
And then if people run out, then you're kind of there to go and be
Exactly.
like, hey,
They'll call me, and if I'm available, why not? I'll head out to them.
That's so cool. So right now, who are you with that we would know of?
Well, here in town, locally, I'm with Que Pasa Mexican restaurant. I'm also with Figros. That's here locally, but I also have several chain restaurants. They trust me with their business, and I cater to every single one of them.
How far away can we utilize you? What's like the radius that you drive to? And
Anywhere from LA, California, San Luis Obispo, here locally, Tulare,
Wow.
Visalia, Fresno, Hanford.
that's a huge radius to deliver
We're all
a fresh
over.
product.
We distribute all places. Yeah.
When you say we, and so do you have people in other areas too that help you out?
I'm the main driver, but I also have one other employee that I just acquired recently. So that allows
The
me.
demand was too great. You had okay.
Yeah, hopefully that gives me an opportunity to expand. So.
Because that's a huge radius. I'm actually shocked.
It sure is.
And so the people that you get the tortillas from, you've been getting them you have like a relationship with them.
Exactly. I have. I learned a lot from my father. How to network and make it happen. So I buy from several vendors and manufacturers. I buy from La Piedad, which comes from Hollister up north. There's a local company in Tulare, California that I also buy from. There's a company in Madera, and so several vendors that I buy from, and I kind of just, whatever the client needs, I'll work with the several manufacturers, and I'll get it to them.
Wow, and they're all fresh and...
Exactly, it's all fresh, and it's weekly.
And this is so interesting because we never even think about that. Like as consumers, we go in the restaurant, we don't think about all of that, but there's really a person just for tortillas.
That's right. And, there's definitely a high demand. And even during the pandemic, I know your last guest was talking about the difficulties during the pandemic. Well, hey, people need tortilla. People need to eat. And, we still made it happen.
So what's the difference of people ordering from you and not as opposed to like going to Restaurant Depot and getting them?
Well, it's definitely going to be fresh.
And Restaurant Depot is just like whatever. It's just
exactly. And the price, I negotiate prices. I buy a lot. I buy in bulk, so I can get it to them for a good price. And so there's a lot of business. There's a lot of business to it.
And then the competition you have, is it other independent people, or is it more like a bigger business people, or are the tortillas people ever trying to do it themselves, or not really?
The way I describe it is kind of like a tire shop. There's a bunch of tire shops out there, right?
Right.
But there's definitely a lot of business for everyone. So, I have my clients, and, they trust me, they stick with me. And it all comes down to pricing and quality. It's not just because my product, but, we have very good product, and it's fresh and it's soft. And, you mentioned you make tortilla. You learned.
I learned how to do it. It's not something that I enjoy for fun, but so no, that's a very big thing. If you have good tortillas, and the kind that don't break, those are, I'm like, it must have taken a lot to figure out who was good and who was not.
And the other thing, when you go to the store, you get what you get. You don't get to change it. If you want it different, you don't get to do that. You just get what you get. So with me, if there's something you want to change, or there's an issue or a problem, I get on the phone, I let them know what the problem, and the next time around, it should be fixed.
So what's an example? What is something that's come to you that you've wanted to fix, that would needed to be fixed?
One popular item is the quesabirria tacos. So you got to have a tortilla that doesn't break on you. This is a lot of stuff people don't think about. But, you got to have a tortilla that manages well, and it doesn't break. It has to fry.
It's almost like a paper towel commercial.
Exactly.
You could really do that with like a tortilla.
So you got to have a product that fries well and manages well, and to make that perfect taco, I guess.
Yeah, no, because that's terrible if everything's just breaking and falling apart on you. So So what are some of the ones that you work with? You mentioned you have somebody in Madera, one in Hanford.
In Madera, there's a company called La Rosa.
Okay.
And then up north, there's a manufacturer called La Piedad. And, several companies, I get it without a label because it's every week, so. And a lot of the time, it's a lot of special orders, so it's whatever my client needs.
Wow. That is so cool. And then people, if they were watching, they want to go with you because we've had a lot of different like taco trucks, food trucks that have come on, and then they can reach you. Are you big on Instagram? Like, where can we reach you for tortillas?
I just have a phone number right now, and but if they definitely want to reach out to me and for their events, they can definitely do that, and I'll help them out, see whatever they need.
So what's the number?
Well, it's I can give it right now.
Either way, okay.
Sure, yeah, 559-827-1292. Just let me know, and we'll take care of you.
And you really can also do like special, like, so, because we have a lot of like festivals, we have a lot of different events like that, and where there's different vendors. So how does that work?
Well, if they reach out to me, they want a special size because, sometimes there's a mini tacos and then they want it a little bit bigger, different colors. They want the yellow corn. We can definitely do the yellow corn. And, it's just pretty much whatever they need, I'll get it to them.
What was the oddest request that you received? Was there anything odd ever?
Let's see. Well, not odd, but there's people that want red and green tortilla.
For Christmas?
Exactly. Cinco de Mayo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's a little hard actually because, with food coloring, it creates a lot of mess, and sometimes they want a lot of it. So.
Doesn't that mess up the freshness too a little bit? I mean, it kind of like takes away from the actual.
But they want that presentation. They want the colored tortillas.
That is
chips.
hysterical. Oh my goodness. Okay, so with chips, so a lot of the tortillas are to make the chips, right? To make them like
correct.
To fry them.
It's definitely a certain recipe in order to make it fry and not just bubble up on you. So so I can get them chips, different colors if they want.
Right on. I love this. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today and opening my eyes up to all of this.
Yeah, it's a lot of things people don't think about.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Perfect.
Thank you for coming on my show today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So in the next few weeks, we're going to have some amazing guests on the show, and explain to my audience how you know these guys.
Yeah, so I have a publishing company. We do magazines and we also do book publishing. So a lot of these people are authors that are in the process of writing a book with our company. So they are future best-selling authors. One of the things I'm the most proud about our company is that every single one of our authors who has written a book and launched a book with us has become #1 on the bestseller list. And a natural progression to becoming an author is to be a speaker. And so if they have a voice, if they're communicators, then we want to give them a bigger stage. So we want to give them opportunities to come in and actually get featured on TV shows and get featured on stages and, build their signature speech and do TED Talks and all of that kind of stuff. So they came out here to visit us in Fresno, and I have a home up near Yosemite. And so we are doing speaker camp this week. So they're all coming out they've done their training, they have been working really hard on their speeches, and we're actually going to be recording them live tomorrow in front of a live audience. So they're going to get all these beautiful pieces put together between their book and media appearances and podcasts, and your show is definitely a big part of that, so we appreciate that.
That's so great. Not everybody gets that kind of training.
Absolutely, because it would take you probably 6 months to a year to put all those pieces together, where we actually have a whole team that helps them write their book in about 30 days.
It's like a boot camp.
Right, so we get their book written, we actually help them write their book, and then we launch it to bestseller and we show them how to market it. But then more importantly, we train them how to speak on a stage so that they can actually speak one to many as opposed to one-on-one.
That is so amazing. And then when's the next, how often do you do these seminars? I'm sure people watch are like, I want to do that.
So a lot of it is for our private clients. Not everybody is at that stage yet, where they kind of want to learn it. But so we look for people that have an existing business. Maybe they're an expert in their field. So think about someone who's maybe been doing something for 20, 30 years. And instead of retiring with all that amazing knowledge, right, like some of the people that you guys are going to meet, instead of retiring with all that knowledge, why not share that knowledge and your expertise with somebody else, right? To become a mentor and teach somebody your knowledge, teach them how to do what you know how to do. And you can fund your retirement through that process of teaching other people that knowledge. So it saves somebody 20, 30 years of having to figure it out on their own.
And I meet people every day, like great guests on the show that I'm like, well, you should write a book. So I should just send them all to you.
Sure, absolutely. We can help them, especially nonfiction. I'm really a big believer, books, they change lives. Like books have changed my life. And I know that our books, like the books that I've written, it's one thing to just write a book and have this great impact. But for me, what I love, my favorite thing is showing other people how to take their pain and turn it into purpose, right? How to take that messy part of their life and turn it into their message and really build a mission or a movement or become a legacy, build a brand, build authority. So you can do all that with a book.
And how do you meet these you meet people from all over the world, and how do these amazing people come to you?
Well, a lot of it is referral. I work with Tony Robbins. He's one of my mentors for 20 years, so we get a lot of referrals from Tony, also Dean Graziosi. So when you start hanging out with thought leaders, most of my friends are millionaires and billionaires, and I don't say that to impress people. I want to impress upon people what's possible, right? Because I took my own life from being in the hole, negative 3.6 million, to turning that around in 18 months to 4 million in the positive. So it's kind of like the only thing that was going to make a difference in my own life was to learn certain tools and take certain actions. And I hired mentors to teach me the faster way to do it. And so now I just love that we have a company that's all about personal development and professional development. So if somebody wants to learn how to heal their pain, they want to learn how to heal childhood wounds so they become better parents and better partners, right? They want to learn how to make a bow. They want to learn how to use AI. They want to learn how to balance their masculine, feminine energy, right? They want to learn how to, do this incredible new trend that a lot of my CEO friends, including Vishen Lakhiani, who owns Mind Valley, he has a $100 million company, and he did an ayahuasca trip. And it was amazing. He was sharing that, and it just made me want to check that out. So we have a guest that actually teaches that in a very safe way where you can actually open up your creative resources by doing these really interesting things that are supervised, but it opens up the channels of your brain to unlock this creativity that's in there, right? And so there's just so many incredible people that you meet at that level, like all the different people that are doing all these things. And then there's Jenny, who went through, she had to become an expert at senior care because her dad was aging out, right? So it's amazing when you think about what all these incredible authors have been through and the stories they have to share. And they're in the middle of writing their books, but they're also out here learning how to grow their speaker platforms and do TED Talks and things like that. So it's just really fun for them to be able to do media, to be able to share their knowledge with your viewers as well, to have this caliber of people coming into Fresno and really helping our market, elevate in a way where we get to meet. I mean, how else do you get to meet these incredible people from all over the world?
Canada and people from the East Coast and all of that.
And they all came out here to have this experience and have this immersive experience together. We went to Yosemite the other day and had this incredible opportunity. They came in and did some media on Monday, got to meet our mayor, Jerry Dyer. Got to do a photo op with him and joke around with him and meet him. So it's just been a really great trip for all of them. And it's fun to watch them grow right in front of my eyes and see them overcoming their fear. Some people have an incredible fear of public speaking or being in the media and having the spotlight on them. And I always remind people, it's not about the light shining on you. It's about the light that shines through you. And how you can take that information, that knowledge, that history, that thing you've had to work through and overcome, and you can turn it into something so incredibly valuable to help so many people. So it's like selfish to retire with all that knowledge, if you could share it with the world, and I think of my dad who's, he's 87 years young, and he wrote his first book at 85. It's been 2 years. He's now written 4 books, and he generates several $1,000s a month from his Bible study books that he donates to his church. 100%.
I love that.
And he's been a minister. I mean, he's been a Sunday school teacher for 60 years. He's been an attorney for 60 years. He's taught Little League Baseball as a coach for 50 years. And he's made more money in real estate than from being an attorney. So he could have written a book or spoken about any of those 4 things as an expert, a true expert. And I look at how he's trying to retire, and it's hard for him to find people that can come in and take over this business. So there's this incredible opportunity in the world right now for entrepreneurs, because the baby boomers are starting to age out, and they need the millennials and Generation X and Y to come in and step in and be able to take over these incredible businesses that they've worked so hard to build, because their families, their kids, are following their own dream and may or may not want to take advantage of the family business.
Right.
So it's leaving this huge gap for entrepreneurs who need to learn things very quickly. And so it's solving a problem for people who want to retire, but also have knowledge to share, and then helping newer entrepreneurs to walk into an existing business with an incredible client base.
Where can people get a hold of you if they want to direct contact you about perhaps getting in on this?
Well, I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, since I was 18 years old. And I've come from a very long history of entrepreneurs and inventors, right? And so what I love doing more than anything is connecting entrepreneurs with opportunities, helping them build their brand and their legacy. So you can reach me on my website. It's mydefiningmoments.com with an S, mydefiningmoments.com.
And you have your email, and you're always prompt about responding.
Yep. And it's Melanie@mydefiningmoments.com. You can reach out about any of that. And I just want to tell you one little quick thing that's kind of funny. It's a little trivia that people don't know. Is on my family, okay, on my dad's side, I'm related to the tap and stove family that invented the microwave. And on my mom's side, I'm related to the Wright brothers that obviously invented the airplane.
Wow.
And people don't know that lineage crossed with my family. So I come from a long history of writers and entrepreneurs and innovative people and creative people and inventors who all had really crazy ideas that other people thought they were nuts.
And I can't imagine my life without either of those things. The
I
microwave or the
know.
airplane.
I know. It's crazy. So it's fun to think about, like, when you think about your relatives, you think about their stories. Some people just want to write a book, share their family recipes, right? There's a lot of local restaurants that have these amazing Italian families that go deep, and we're like giving them an opportunity to like share their recipes with people. Or do a book about your family history. It's pretty exciting. I have a lot of my family's diaries, so I love going back and reading their thought process, their inner dialogue that they shared only with themselves.
I love that. Thank you so much for coming on my show today.
Yeah.
And we're going to watch the next few weeks, because I am so excited about this. I mean, these people really blew my mind, and that must have been exciting for you too.
It was pretty exciting. Some of the guests that you're going to meet, one of them, her grandparents were original investors in the Bernie Madoff scandal.
Oh my goodness.
So they lost all their money and they had to start all over from scratch and be innovative. Another one, she lost a relative at 9/11 at the World Trade Center. It's amazing, their stories. There's just such incredible people that have been through so many different things. And what's funny is, even on this show, you get to see this one dimension of their story, because there's only a few minutes to share. When you read their books, when you get to work with them, when you get to, find out more about their life, it's amazing what you can learn from people that have gone through such incredible tragedy, and then they rise from the ashes literally to create a triumphant story for themselves as well and their families.
Well, thank you so much for bringing that on stage here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Felt right in the moment, felt right in the summertime. It felt right drinking cherry wine with you. Just wanted to own it, just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here, oh, we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you. Now I must confess here, oh, I must confess, dear, don't think There's no more use in running, no more running to you. And I don't want your loving, I don't wanna be just friends, knowing all this time we were playing pretend. Playing pretend. Playing pretend. Ooh, playing pretend.
It's a mystery.